Hi everyone, so I'm going to film a mini series now and do smaller videos for each of the different borders. Decided to go ahead with them because you requested them, which is not a problem at all for me. I don't mind doing them, but I think it would be better for me to film all the individual borders individually in little videos rather than doing one long video, because that way people don't have to skip all the way through to see the different numbers. So obviously we're going to start off with border 1, and I'm not going to name out the squares that you should be using for border 1 because obviously due to copyright and stuff I can't give too much away, but I am going to be doing it on this Mickey square, which is number 14. So first thing we need to do is get our white and to join it in to any of the corner spaces. So I've attached my white into the corner, and it really can be any of the corners, it doesn't matter where you start, and then we're going to chain 2. After we've chained 2, we're going to do a half treble into each of the next 23 stitches. So we're not going into the corner space, we're going straight into the first stitch, so picking up that V, and we're doing a half treble. So we're yarning over and going into that stitch and pulling up a loop, and then we're yarning over again and pulling through all 3. So we need to do that 23 times. There's the first, the second, and the third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So luckily I had the exact amount of stitches that I needed, and I've now come to a corner. So I want to yarn over, and then I'm going to go into this corner space, and it's not that gap below, it's the gap here between the 2 corner stitches of the last round that we did on that one. So into that space, and then we're doing a half treble there. We're then we're chaining 2, and then yarn over and back in through that corner space and do another half treble. We're then doing another 23. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20, 21, and then 22 and 23, and now at our next corner. So 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 more half treble. So carrying on with the next row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Now I will say at this point, I probably should have said it at the start, and I'll try to remember for the other videos. Say for example I've just done 22 stitches and for some reason I'm missing one. It's not the end of the world. You don't need to unwind your square and start again, but we do need to make sure we've got the exact amount of stitches for the white that we need, because it will aid us when we're sewing the squares together, and it will help to make sure that they're the right size. So say for example that was my 22nd and I needed 23. All I would do is just do an extra one on the end there to give me the 23 stitches. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go worrying that, oh, I've got, you know, two less stitches and I need to do my square again. You really don't. One stitch is the sake of a couple of millimeters size wise for your square, but when it comes to putting them together, every square needs to have the exact amount of stitches on it, enable to us to sew all of the stitches together. Otherwise it will get confusing then. So don't go worrying. If you haven't got enough stitches, just put 2 into one of them. It will be completely fine. I promise you. Don't go worrying. Anyway, we're at the next corner. So 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble. So final side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's our last stitch and we're back at the final corner. Yet again, mistakes from the magazine because they've missed off doing the last stitch into the corner on all of the borders, I believe. So at the moment we have got 24 stitches along that original first row, round, side, whichever word you want to use, because we did 23 stitches along this way and then we did 1 in the corner space for this side. So we've got 24 and we need 25. So we need to yarn over and just do the final one, which it doesn't explain to do for some reason. We're then chaining 2 for our final corner, and at this point you can do your slip stitch into your first few chains that you did and you can fasten that one off. So there we go, first one with a border complete. I love how it looks more finished now. I think they're fantastic once they've got the white on. So yeah, if you have any problems at all with any of the borders, please do contact me, whether on Facebook in the messages or whether you post down below underneath the YouTube videos. I've not got an issue with you contacting me either way, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. The other options that you have got with the borders is obviously some of our squares are bigger and smaller than others. Now, you know that we've just gone all the way around doing half treble stitches. And I'd say that this is a medium size square, and that's about right for me. If you want to change things around because you're worried about the size of your squares, again, don't go repeating the squares. You don't need to do that. What you could do, if you have a really small square, rather than half trebles going along in the white, you could just do trebles instead. So follow the same pattern, do exactly the same amount, but do trebles, and it will give you that extra few millimeters height going around the sides. The same for if you've got an exceptionally large square and you think that if you add on half trebles going all the way around that it's going to make it too big, just do double crochet all the way around. Same amount of stitches, follow the same pattern, but use the double crochet stitch rather than the half treble, and they are slightly shorter stitches which will make then your square smaller. So completely up to you. I think this is one way that, or one part of the magazine that's going to be individual to everybody. I know that on my bigger squares I'm going to use smaller stitches, and on my smaller squares I'm going to use bigger stitches because I want them all to fit, I want them all to match, I want them all the same size. Of course, everyone's different. You might find some people that have been doing the subscription already that all their squares already are the same size because they've managed to get them perfect. Everyone's different. So I'll leave it down to you, and I might just even have to show you in some of the other videos what other stitches that I'm doing, and we'll switch it around a bit and you can work out which way is best for you. So I'll see you in the next one, which will be border 2. Have a good day, everybody.